Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We just got done at Worth Consulting testing this Lexmark C748. And before we box it up and send it back, I thought it might be a good idea if we take a look at the Universal Print Driver. In the past, we've looked at HP, Lexmark, Ricoh, and Xerox's Universal Print Drivers. And, Lexmark's been in this game as long as anybody. And they deserve a look at theirs as well. So as you can see, there's a PostScript and a PCL version of the Universal Print Driver. We downloaded the PCL version, so let's see what happens. Let's go to town, and when we get done, take a look at some of the advanced custom install options that offered by Lexmark, and see how that dovetails in with the Universal Print Driver. So let's click this and see what happens. It's extracting the print driver. And it's running the setup program. We agree to the terms. Extract and install into the specified location and starts the Add Printer Wizard. This is recommended for network connections. Install only is recommended for local connections like USB ports. I can't imagine why anybody would want to use a universal print driver on USB, but I imagine somebody would, or Lexmark wouldn't bother with this install. We're doing the recommended install for a network connection. The 748 is on our network, and here's the embedded web server. Okay, printer wizard information. Following instructions on the Windows printer wizard. You'll be asked to identify the printer manufacturer. Click the Have Disk button, and then browse to this location here. And you can actually, I guess you can copy it. And okay, what type of printer do you want to install? Local or network, wireless, or Bluetooth? We want network. Okay, it's finding, there it is, the 748. Next, installing the printer. And we got to remember to do this. Once we are prompted, enter this path into the Have Disk location. And hopefully this installing printer won't take too long. Down here is saying installing device driver software. It also says here that this path is also listed in the copy manufacturer's file from pull down, and that these instructions will remain until the printer wizard has completed installation. So come on, wizard, do your thing. Okay, we started this at 12:47. It's now 12:57, and take a minute or two away from the talking and the screen recorder, possibly slowing it down. But right now I've got a window here that says you successfully added ET and the printer name. I'm going to change it. X748. I don't know, C748DE I'm going to call it a UPD for the Universal Print Driver. And it says here that the Series PS3 driver was installed. And as you can clearly see, that I downloaded and clicked on something that called 32 PCL, which is this one here. So I'm not sure why it went and did that, installed the PS3 driver, but I don't have much of a choice at this point, so let's click next. Alright, share this printer. No, we don't want to share this printer. It's on the network. I don't want it as a default printer. I don't want to print a test page. Now, it never asked me for that one little window went away. It never asked me for the location of the files like it wanted me to do in that little box that we were looking at before. So let's see what it looks like in devices and printers here. I mean, it took a couple minutes to install, but it was relatively painless. The only problem I have is that it installed PostScript instead of a PCL driver. And quite frankly, the 748 shipped with a PCL driver. I wasn't even sure if it actually had PostScript, whether it was optional or not. So that's why I initially said, to be safe, let's download and install the PCL driver, because I know that this particular printer has PCL. But evidently it has PostScript as well. And once this, I don't know what's taking this so long. May have something to do with the screen recorder. So let's see what it looks like. Printing preferences. Now this is going to work, the same UI is going to work for just about any Lexmark that is PCL or PostScript compatible. It's not going to work with the low-end inkjets. It'll work with the OfficeEdge 5500, but below that, this will not work. And it looks identical to the PCL driver that was installed with the C748. So, wait a minute. Now this is saying Series PS3. Okay, so here's the PS3, and you know what? We looked at, when we tested it, it was PCL. Now it's I'm a little bit at a loss for words here. Let's look at screenshots from the test report, just to be sure here before we move on. This is turning into a little bit of an adventure. C748DE screenshots, printer web page, installation, printer. Oh no, it was PS3. I was mistaken. I made a big fuss for nothing. So anyway, I did say, you can clearly see that the download says PCL. So I guess it looks at what driver you have and builds on that rather than being too specific. But anyway, it all turned out okay. It's all good. It just confused me, which is a little bit too easy these days. But anyway, you can see that the driver itself is just like identical to the one that's shipped with the unit. So that means that all of your Lexmarks in your organization could actually have the same print driver. And as an IT manager or an office manager, you would only have to deal with training and support on one print driver over, I don't know how many Lexmark printers, without having different ones lurking around um, for each different make and model of Lexmark that you've had in the past. And we'll look at the properties. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, everything looks exactly the same as the install from the disk. And it created a slightly different port called a WSD port, and previously it installed it on a standard TCP/IP port. So that wasn't a good idea. Cancel. And so that's it. I mean, I don't think it installed anything down here. No. And if we look at print server properties, drivers, oddly enough, that's why it didn't ask us for software. That little box that popped up and said, enter this path and do have disk. Well, since we already had the C740 series PS3 print driver installed on our device, on this computer, it didn't ask us for the software because it's already present. And as you can see, under print server properties and drivers, there's only one driver here for the PS3. Everything looks really neat and clean at this point. As you can with HP, we have the HP ones on here too. Well, they only work for certain printers as well. The enterprise office jets and all of the most of the laser jets. When we look at print server properties, we have the exact same situation, but I don't know what I'm talking about at this point. But this is nice and clean. I expected to see, as well as this Lexmark here, I expected to see a universal set of universal drivers. So this is pretty clean. I like it. Probably just should get rid of this print driver and use this one. In fact, let's do that now. Remove device. Yes. And we'll just use this universal print driver. And driver's still here, should be no problem. I like it a lot. So really easy, simple, no extra nonsense at all on there. So nice job with this Lexmark. I like it. So there's also administrator tools here. So let's take a look at what those administrator tools are all about. Okay, on the other documentation link from the main menu of this, it opened up this HTML document, and these two tools here, create and run an install script and create an installation package. We'll see what they're all about. So creating an installation package, it tells you, run it from the CD, open it up, click agree, select the software you want to install, click continue. What this installation package is Um, let's see. What does it say? Well, basically, it's a customized installation for if you want to set settings up ahead of time, like duplex always on, um, paper configuration, like letterhead and tray 2, all kinds of things that you would have to do at each individual workstation. You can create an installation package that's already pre-configured. Then the other thing is a scripting tool, and it says it allows you to create a list of predefined components and options to install without any user input. So in other words, you could create this script and distribute it to users and say click this, or have it in a central network location, or on a USB port, a drive, or whatever you would like, and go around and install it yourself on people's PCs, and not have to answer any questions. It would just run the installation, and it would be considerably faster than sitting there and going through everything. Now this is easy to install this software to begin with, but I don't remember exactly how many clicks it took, but it wasn't very difficult, but it does take a while to do. So this would allow you to create a silent installation package. You just click on it, bing, bang, boom. It does it by itself, and it's done. So let's take a look at these things as quickly as we can. Create an installation package. I agree. Continue. All right, so here's the software that you can choose to install in the installation package. So it's not a wireless printer. You may not want these utilities: status messenger, status monitor, printer home, user guide. I mean, the minimum you may probably want is screen fonts and user guide. These other utilities that run in the background, well, let's see what happens if we continue from here. Let's just say all we want is print drivers, the user guide, and the screen fonts. Let's see what happens. Continue. All right, so the available drivers, I mean, if I had the PCL driver on here, I'd be able to do it. It says what other drivers are available. And it quickly opened this up. It said PCL, XPS, PCL, and PostScript. So right now we're just going to deal with this. We're going to call it the Series PS3. We can set it up as the default. You can actually set up shares. If you're installing this with a script, you're going to want it as a default, most likely. So let's continue. Connect through port discovered on your computer. Configure wireless. Add a port. Now, I assume that if this is going to be at this IP address, you can just continue going through with this. And if you had a port on a print server or some other port that you wanted to use, you could add it here. Standard or UNC. An external print server. You can do LPT1 USB. You can configure the wireless. It's ready to use. I should have. This is the message from before. Close that. This may not have been a very good idea to mess with this wireless thing right now, but let's go back. But it can walk you through any wireless settings. to get all of that, the SSID and all that stuff in the script. So the security, nice. So let's continue with it on this IP port. Here's the summary. We can keep adding more packages if you choose, and edit. We could do, if there was a PCL or an XPS, we could line them up here and then compile them all at one time. And it lets you create a package that supports a single language. Here's your languages. Nice. We'll just leave it in English. Display the license agreement. We don't need to do that. Create the package here. And you can browse to install it on a network, someplace if you wish. So we'll do it here to make it as quick as possible. Continue. Now it's creating the package. The one thing I didn't notice is the ability to pre-configure the settings. So I imagine that's what the scripting package is for. So what we're looking at here is the ability to create a portable installation package that only has the components that we want. And it'll be much easier and simpler to run this installation package once it's compiled, rather than running around with a CD to everybody's desk and going through the lengthy installation process. So now it's writing the packaging, the user's guide. It's writing the package. And then when we're done, we'll go and we'll look at creating a script. And basically, we just click that thing on the CD, run and install script, create a script, agree, continue. We'll take a look at that. Hopefully, this packaging won't take too long. I have a feeling it's going to. So, hang in there. All right, so the it's completed successfully. Finish. Let's go find it. And it was in my document library. And there it is. The Lexmark package install. I don't recall it. Well, letting me name this, but that doesn't mean much. And let's look at the details. It's I can't believe it. It's only 200. And let me see. It's giving me a creation date of 11/11/2011, which is not even close. And I also see here with the date and time today. So you would need both of these files, and they're still reasonably small. 49,000 kilobytes, and 267 kilobyte executable file. I mean, easily these two files could fit on just about any USB port, and this would be the two files that you would need to distribute this. And in order to run it, you just click on the install X. I don't know what this is doing up here. Create a script, run a script, script reference. Okay, this is the same document we're looking at before. It really doesn't give you a lot of information on it. Agree.
30 notification, and this is the same thing. Let's do screen fonts and the user guide. Continue. Meanwhile, this devices and printers is slow to a crawl. The screen recorder sometimes causes that to happen. Alright, these are the printer options you've chosen to create. You can add more. Alright, so printer object summary. These are the objects you've chosen to create. It's not really giving me much of an object. Alright, here's the printer object name. PS3, let's call it a script, just to be sure. Share the printer. This is very similar to the let's go back here. Go back here. Printer object summary. There's nothing here, probably. I don't know why there's nothing here, but and now I don't have a continue, so I'll just, in fact, let's start this over again. Agree, continue, screen fonts, user guide. And let's do one other thing this time just to see what happens when we go to the next step, continue. There's nothing in it. So we have to do this add another. And there's also I saw something flash by before about a fax driver. We don't want to share it. Continue. You are probably going to want to set it as a default. Continue. And it's the same. Look at it, the same process here. I have a feeling that, as the other one, I have a feeling that what it's going to do is we can add more here and make more scripts. And if we edit, why it's not letting me continue. Save script 2. Wants me to name it. C740 48DE script. Okay, now it lets me continue. It's completed successfully. So now what we want to do is go into the script tools again. Run a script. I don't see. Oh, it's installing it. Okay. I don't want it to be installing it. I wish I could stop it. The one thing that I didn't see in either one of these is the ability to pre-configure the driver. I hope I didn't miss anything. And I want this to stop. A bit of a desperate situation here. Run task manager. And end this task. Hope it doesn't mess it up. At least we're done testing this machine. So anyway, you get the point there. I still don't see where I was able to it doesn't say anything about being able to pre-configure the settings for the script install, and it doesn't say anything. So I'm a little lost for words on that particular option. I've seen it from other vendors where you can
pre-configure the, like I said, duplex on, and have it automatically install that way, or draft mode, or toner save mode. And I don't, neither one of these packages did I see the ability to do that. So thanks for watching for now, and if we find out that there is a way to make these scripts and packages and can pre-configure the print driver, we'll continue the video. If not, thanks for watching, and I hope you found this useful.